Hi, Brooke. I just had your email and I did not quite understand what portion of the questions you were struggling with. So I decided to copy down question 2 and question 3 and try to record this video. So I hope it will be helpful for you. So this is question 2 from Lab Manual, page 105. Okay, so it is coming from page 105, Lab Manual. All right, so one thing we need to be careful with the complex operations, if we are multiplying two complex square roots, we should not be doing this. So this would be wrong. All right, this would not be right because this will produce us positive 56 and it will be wrong. However, we need to rewrite them like this, and then it will give us I square of 56. So I square is negative 56, and that will be our answer. All right, so meaning that first write them down into complex part rather than doing this. So this is not recommended. Not even recommended would be a little bit soft. No, we don't want that way. So coming back here, so what are we doing there? So what we need to do, we need to distribute this guy. So 2 times 5, that's 10. 2 times negative square root of negative 6, that will be negative 2, 6. First, I'm going to keep it that way. So then this one here, plus 5 times square root of negative 6, and positive times negative, that will be negative square root of negative 6 times square root of negative 6. Okay, so first let's do the addition here. So negative 2 plus 5, it's going to give us 3, and we have our 10 here, right? Plus 3. Square root of negative 6 is equal to I times square root of 6. So 3I square root of 6. Minus, so what is going to happen here? I times square root of 6 times I times square root of 6. So I times I here will be I square. Let's get to the operation here. Square root of 6 times square root of 6 will be 6. So that will be negative 6. All right, because I squared is equal to negative 1. All right, so then if we want to write this line, 10 plus 3I minus, so this portion we have done that job here, that was negative 6. All right. However, we have negative there, negative, negative, positive. So then this will be equal to 16 plus 3I square root of 6. And I guess this is the answer in there. All right, I hope that helps you. So this is a different operation. You are more than welcome to distribute it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this longer way first, the way we've done it on top, but this is a special operation. There's a shortcut for it. So this and that, first that's what we're gonna do. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times negative square root of 7, negative square root of 7. All right, and then we're gonna go with this way. So plus 5 times square root of negative 7, and then plus, negative square root of negative 7, if I can write, and square root of negative 7. All right, so first those two guys will be gone, and we're gonna end up with 25 here. So what is going to happen there? So let's put that negative here. So square root of negative 7 will be equal to I times square root of 7. So then you are going to have I times square root of 7 times I times square root of 7. That will be I square 7. That will be negative 7. Okay. So since this portion in there will be negative 7, I'm going to end up with negative 7 there. So that will be 25 plus 7. And this is going to give us 32. All right. All right, the trick here on part B, particular question like that, there is a complex conjugate property. It is on our PowerPoint slides. Okay. So you can see on my screen now. So complex conjugate means that a plus bi times a minus bi, you can end up a squared plus b squared. So going back to this screen, so if the other way of doing it, 5 plus square root of that, and that's a complex conjugate of this one. Hence one thing. So insides are the same. The only thing is changing here. So you can say that a squared plus b squared. So it is like 5 plus I square root of 7, 5 minus I square root of 7. So a is 5, b is square root of 7. And we can write it as a squared plus b squared, which is 25 plus 7, which will be equal to 32, if you can remember it. So that's the same thing. This one and that one, same thing. The first way that I explained it is a longer way, but it's the correct way also. Okay. So this was part B. So part C, what's happening? Let's have a look at it. So we're multiplying this 2 first, and then we're multiplying it with that. All right. So that will be 2 times square root of negative 3 times 5 times square root of negative 3 minus, because we have a minus sign, 2 times square root of negative 3. Okay. The other portion is 4 times 5. So that will be 20 square root of negative 3. And 4 times negative 1, which will be negative 4. All right. So let's clean up this mess first. So what we have here, 2 times square root of 3i. 5 times square root of 3i. Minus 2 times square root of 3i plus 20 times square root of 3i minus 4. All right. So 2 times 5 is 10. Okay. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. And I square. All right, what's going to happen here? Let's see. 2 square root of 3 and 20 square root of 3. 20 minus 2 is 18. So it's going to give us 18 square root of 3i minus 4. Okay, we know that I square is equal to negative 1. Right, so this will be 30, negative 30, plus 18 square root of 3i minus 4. So then negative 34 plus 18 square root of 3i. Bam, done. So this is a little bit complicated, but same thing, we're done. So we distribute it. We've been very careful when we're multiplying negative square root of 3 and negative square root of 3. First we write it in complex form, then we multiply that. 2 times 5, 10. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. Square root would lift off. I times I is I square. So 10 times 3 is 30. I square is negative 1. Bam. That term has become negative 30. Okay. So 2 times square root of negative 3 times negative 1 is negative of this value. Okay. We have 4 times 5, 20. Square root of 3, so we can combine them because both of them has got negative square root of 3, or square root of 3i. So 20 minus 2, we've done 18. And we produce that. I think part D is the easiest one among these number 2 questions. So we're going to distribute that guy over. So that will be 4i times 3 plus 4i times negative square root of 7. So negative square root of 7, that will be I square root of 7. So this guy will become 12i plus 4i times I square root of 7. So I times I is I squared. 12i, 4i squared, square root of 7. I squared was negative 1. 12i minus 4 square root of 7. Alright. Let me just make it like that. I think in the book we're writing it this way. And the reason is because we want to see the complex number in this form. First the real part, then the complex part. Alright, so this is all about question 2 from the questions that you send me. So I'm going to stop this video here and then I will make another recording for your question 3 from the same page. I'm hoping that it will